Yeah, assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Clifton Raheem Bradley from out of Chicago, the United States of America. This video, and there will probably be five or four parts, is to learn about Islam and the misconceptions of Islam and why Islam is hated by a lot of people in the Western world and globally. And the COINTELPRO probe about spies going to Islamic mosques and Ramadan and why we pray five times a day, and the misconceptions of media and Ramadan Mubarak. This may be after Ramadan, before Ramadan, and you can use this as a case study to know what we were talking about in year 2025 about Islam. And it's not to convert anybody, this is to give knowledge. And I hope to get half a knot from it. And Salam alaikum.
He got kicked out the Holy Land. Saladin rode in from Egypt and he put them in chains and made them walk back to Europe.
Okay.
And that's a mutual hate. I defeat you. I'm almighty, I'm strong. I come with a coalition.
Yes.
Right? That's what it was. The Europeans got together, the armies together. It was a coalition.
Yes.
What you see now, when they want to go to war now, we're going to form a coalition, or we use NATO, coalition of nations. You got your butts kicked. You were in the Holy Land charging people, tax, beating them, whooping, stealing their precious jewels and their golds and their rubies and their silks and all the jewels and things you can carry, and taking it back into Europe, just how your kingdoms became richer. And then you had a group, the Knights Templar, that formed that was in Malta, the island of Malta. Okay, this is where they stashed all their gold until the kings of Europe got jealous of them and outlawed them and killed every last one of them.
Okay.
So it's a mutual hate, it's a mutual jealousy of being defeated by someone who you thought you were superior than.
Yes.
And they kicked your butt. And now it's a mutual hate. For these Christians that don't understand, look up the history of Spain under Muslim rule. These people had privileges and stuff they didn't have under Spanish rule. They didn't. So Islam is hated because it's a religion of progress. When they lie and say Islam was spread by the sword, show us the people, show us the countries, show us the nations that were conquered by the sword that didn't provoke Islam or didn't provoke they can't, because they lies and machinations, and all this is did to keep stirring up hate for the third and most populous religion that's going to be in the future. You see, it's a mutual hate.
So it is established that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not an evil man. He was a pious man. He was a prophet of God. But my question is, when they make the condemnation of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why do they not make a condemnation of Constantine, who held up a symbol like a cross that was shaped in a cross and said, "We shall conquer with this symbol"? I would like to ask you, some people don't know who Constantine is, and can you address that?
Constantine was one of the Roman emperors.
Okay.
You know, he's a madman. Put it like that. You know, because them people in Rome wasn't right in the head. A lot of you know, Nero, one of them burned all the Rome.
Nero.
Yeah. So you can compare this, and I'm gonna give you a brief example, and this should illuminate what's really going on. Hitler killed 5.6 million people.
Yes.
Mostly Jews, but then you had other Romans and Gypsies and other people Black people who were in Europe, those who were handicapped, or those who they considered undesirable were
Yes.
murdered. King Leopold of Belgium killed in between 15 to 25 million black people in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as it's known today.
Yes.
He's a hero.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Hitler is demonized. What both of them did wasn't right. This man, in the 10-year period, killed 15 to 25 million people, forced to work on a rubber plantation. If you didn't have a quota, they would chop your hand. They had piles of arms and hands stacked up.
Mm-hmm.
The comparison is what I'm trying to bring to light is when they saying all of this about the Prophet Muhammad,
Yes.
just to distort the great work he has done, is to distort him. He's not the founder of Islam. It's God. This is the misconception.
Yes.
They used to call us Mohammedans after him, like Christians after Christ. No,
yes.
We are Muslims. He clarified that, but they still continued that until the late 18th century when they, started doing what they had to make correcting that. But it is the mutual hate of this man and what he has done. He was the last law-giving prophet.
Yes.
The laws of Islam, the rights of the child, the rights of the family, the rights of the female, the societal rights, judicial rights. Islam created all of how to live, how to eat, how to take care of orphans, how to take care of your poor, how to divide up if someone dies, who gets what, this and that within the family. All of these laws now. Christian nations have copied some of these laws, but you hate Islam. You don't like the flavor, but you like the seasoning. You see what I'm saying? Or the style, but you like the seasoning. And this is why there's a mutual hate. This is why they keep saying this. These are misconstrued lies. These are lies they promulgated and they pushed all over the world to distort what Islam is, first and foremost. And secondly, they're trying to do, then they say, peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad was a pedophile. He is with an 8-year-old girl, or something like that, and this and that. And, but they don't talk about Constantine and the garbage they was doing in Rome. They don't talk about the Greek men lusting at the men. They don't talk about other countries in Europe where they practice marrying young women, 8 years old, 12 years old, and this and that, and actually, did things with these young ladies, these babies, I call them, which in Islam, sometimes a rich person would marry his daughter or promise his daughter who was 8 or whatever until she came of age to this person.
Interesting. They don't even question the nobles when they used to marry their cousins or their brothers. They don't even question that.
None of that.
Blue blood.
Breaking the women up in buildings. Your sister's supposed to be the queen, and all of a sudden she come up missing. You have bricked this woman in the building in the castle. Killed her, bricked her in, or just threw her in there, knocked out and bricked her in to where that's where she died.
Yes.
And but you always got something. You always have something to say about Islam, and 9 out of 10 times it's a lie, and it's a misconstrued conception. And what they do is they propagate it, they spread it. It's just like what's going on in Ukraine.
Yes.
Did you see what Donald Trump did to
I saw it in people but recap people that did not see it. I may be looking at this in the history, what he did.
He checked that, man. He checked him because, under the Biden administration and the previous administration, this man had carte blanche. He got American weapons. They have made this bum a millionaire, a B-movie actor. We had a show. In English, it's called Servant of the People. And in that show, he was a school teacher. He didn't like the way the government was ran. He said, well, why don't we have this and that government? And in the movie, they voted for him. In the series, they voted for him, and he became the president. They made him president off that series. named his party servant of the people. And now the people in Ukraine hate that man. He's one of the most hated men in Ukraine for what he has done in Ukraine. But you don't see this, you don't know that. And so Trump had to check him because they made him into a choosy beggar. A millionaire. This man got billions. He got villas in Italy and this and that. The money, you can't account for the 350 billion sent to him. You see?
Yeah.
But you want to demonize Muslims. And the dirt you do, you hide and you conceal, and it's okay. You sweep it up under the rug, you know. And so, you know, the problem with Islam will always be demonized by vile people because they're going to always hate Islam because it's the religion of reform. They see their children adopting and becoming Muslims and this and that. And you got something going on in England where they're saying the Muslims are taking over cities and practicing
Islam.
Sharia.
Got Islam for the UK. Anjem Chowdhury used to be the leader, but now he cannot go on the internet. He can't do anything. And I just listen to Anjem Chowdhury. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So you know, you got all these schemes and machinations, and most of them are lies. And the problem with the lies and the machinations these people do is that first and foremost, you know, you got to demonize something, and then you got to mediatize it, or you know, word of mouth. It keeps spreading until it's quote unquote believable.
Yes.
You know, Hitler said, or Himmler. I think it was Himmler, one of his people of communication said, the bigger the lie, the more people believe.
That was Goebbels was the minister.
Joseph Goebbels. There you go.
He was the minister of information.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And so it's the same thing about Islam. You know, you got to demonize it. You got to make it bad so people don't accept it. But, you know, people are hard-headed, you know, and, you know, people look and, you know, you telling me don't do this. I need to examine and see why you don't want me to do this, you know. Everybody's not indoctrinated, but they want to indoctrinate a society. If they're trying to indoctrinate us into their culture, the teachers and people they're hiring, trans people, and, you know, the gay people that they're hiring to teach, and then they have your children in an after-school program. You think it's an after-school study program where they indoctrinating your child into their culture.
Yes.
But that's okay. But in the Bible, that behavior is condemned.
Yes.
The 2 cities were destroyed. The twin cities of Sodom and Gomorrah because of that because of that behavior. You know what I'm saying? But now you're going to demonize Islam because, you know, you don't like the fact that, first of all, the people are different. First of all, go back to history. You fought against Islam, you got defeated. And that's a triple hate. You know what I'm saying?
And the Muslims were not the aggressors. They were not the aggressors. They defended.
No.
Okay.
No. And you can go to the wars. You can say what you want. You know, people who are ex-military or not, common sense. The thing that went on in Iraq the first time and the second time. Come on. You know, it's not because I'm a Muslim. It is because it's the truth. I sit and watch what they were doing.
Yes.
You know, and then they say, you know, they demonize, they drop tons of depleted uranium on Yugoslavia in '99, brother. I was over there. I was over there in Europe, not in Yugoslavia. I was over in Europe. You know, uranium has a half-life of 4 billion years. You got tracts of the desert in Kuwait. You got tracts of desert and cities in Iraq that are messed up today. You got cities in ex-Yugoslavia that are messed up. The peacekeeping force were dying from cancers and different type of maladies they never had it before. The people there are still affected. They dying today. This was a war crime.
Yes.
To see, you know, these some wicked people. So, you know, Islam, man, is going to always be a religion that's been, other people tell it or know or think they know, we're distorted and this and that. Because first of all, it's different. People act different. The people pray different. The people are different. They majority mind their own business, do what they got to do, and it's a problem for you because they don't dress like you dress. They don't drink alcohol and eat pork. They don't run around chasing women like you do. So it's a problem. You ain't like us. You like us, but you ain't. You know.
Yeah, you know what, brother Ronnie? I would like to ask you, the news media and media in general, social media, television, send out negative messages about Islam. In video games, they show Muslims as being terrorists. On a cartoon called The Simpsons, they show a bearded man with a kufi on saying, and he's doing his beard like that, saying, beware of the bearded ones. Beware of the bearded ones. And in movies, depicted Islam, Muslims as being evil, corrupt, and terrorists. Why? Why would they send this type of message utilizing the social media and media platforms? Why? What if we, I like to ask you, what have we done if we pray 5 times a day? Okay. If we go through Ramadan, okay, we get up in the middle of the night and pray Tahajjud prayer. Why have they demonized Islam to the point to where not everything, things in the media make Islam look like a damned religion, and we praying 5 times a day? Can you expand on that, brother?
Well, the devil always try to hide his hand. You know,
Okay.
One second. Give me one second.
Yes. See, the devil always try. I mean, I'm looking at a cartoon for people that don't know. In the United States of America, there's a cartoon.
Headphones low.
Okay, there's a cartoon called The Simpsons. Okay, and it has been coming on for so many years. I'm looking at something, and what happened is Bart Simpson which is a character in The Simpsons, and they're showing a man looking like a Muslim with a kufi on, and his beard, and they're saying, beware of the bearded ones. Beware of the bearded ones. And then they're depicting Muslims in a bad light, is showing them as terrorists and demonizing them. And the media and social media is very powerful. You know what? What is the purpose of that? Can you address that, brother? And what do you think about that? Can't hear you, brother. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you. Can't hear you. Okay. Cannot hear you, brother. So, what happened? Come on. I say I cannot hear you, brother. So, government must be playing something on his end. And you know what? I don't know what happened to his headphones. And the thing is, there's so many things that are going on in the society to demonize Islam. And I would say that it is not warranted. It's not warranted to do that. It's not warranted to demonize a people that are praying 5 times a day through Fajr, Asa, Maghrib, Zora, and Isha. It's not justified to demonize someone where they're praying, and one of their obligations is if they can go to Mecca to make their Hajj and follow in the footsteps of Hagar. Okay, so this is not justifiable. It's not, and it's no put down to any other religion. I want people to know that people that are watching this, you know what, there's no put down to any other religion. And it is Ramadan right now. And Ramadan is where, you know what, we go by the the moon and lunar calendar. And the thing is, it happens each month, each year a little different. And you know what? We fast for 20 or 30 days. Okay. And what does that entail? Fasting.
Lonnie Lewis Muslim. Incoming call. Lonnie Lewis Muslim. Message. Voicemail.
So, yes, Assalamu alaikum. This phone, man. My phone is locked, brother. And perhaps it is because the subject matter that we are discussing, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But you know what? Allah, we plan, but Allah plans, and Allah is the best planner. So, but I cannot hear you. You know what? Something is going on with my phone. And you know what? It is locked. It is locked. You know what? But the enemy is busy. And who am I calling the enemy? I'm not calling any agency the enemy. I'm talking about the devil. The devil is busy. And actually, this may have been set up before that, because during Ramadan, Muslims believe and understand that the shaitan or the devil is locked down right now. So therefore, they're doing that on their own, you know, the enemies. But I hope for peace in Palestine and Israel. I hope for that. And I pray for that. And you know what? I pray for my Muslim brothers in China that are being persecuted, and the Muslim brothers in Indonesia. A lot of people don't know that there are more Muslims in Indonesia than it is in Saudi Arabia. But like I said, this is no put down to any other religion, because you know what, we have to propagate. And Islam was a evil religion. Why would the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, whose name used to be Cassius Clay, convert to Islam? Why would Kareem Abdul convert to Islam? Why would I think it's Ice Cube, I'm not talking about the light-skinned brother, Ice-T, now convert to Islam? And Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. Yeah, hello? Cannot hear you. You know, the enemy is busy. You know what? That is his job. And I'm talking about the devil. And the devil has agents that acts on his behalf.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
What had happened? The enemy messing with you too, brother.
Yeah. It's too much. Too much info going down. But
you know, they say they plan, but Allah plans, and Allah, subhanAllah, Allah is the best planner.
Yes, sir.
Of all.
But getting back to your question there, they use the mass media to misconstrue and hide the evil that they have done, not only to Muslims, but to people around the world. You see what I'm saying? The evil that they're doing in Ukraine, you don't know about it, you're only getting piecemeal information, but they telling you what's going on because they control the media. The same thing with Zelensky. Now you got newspapers talking about, it's the first time ever that the president had, of the United States had to check somebody, blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. No, he put the man in his place. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to us, when it comes to Muslims, You see Return to the Future back in 1984, with the McLaurin car, the guy and the boy Fox, who's the actor. They had a Muslim terrorist shooting at them. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at who runs the media.
They project images.
Yeah, you look at who runs the media, and then you understand some of the things that's going on around the world, or some things in the Middle East. You don't get the real scope or the full picture of what's happening because they give you distorted information. They've been giving us distorted information about Ukraine for 10 years. The problem in Ukraine started in 2013, 2014. But now all you hear today is Russia, 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 Russia. As when it comes to Islam, you got to demonize a religion that you hate to make it unbelievable and to make it hateful. You got to say hateful things, you got to lie, you got to distort, and then you got to get certain people who were Muslims that became discontent. Yes. Because they couldn't live the Western lifestyle they dream of. I want to be with women. I want cars. I want this and that. Or I got a certain lifestyle that I'm living that don't correspond with the religion. So I leave the country. I go to Sweden and I burn a Quran. You see, all these people, now and I'm a sausage eater again, or you wasn't when you was there. You became that. You became a lot of different things that you weren't because of your lifestyle and because you could not practice that in your country of religion. And then you look at the Shah of Iran's family in California. You look at the people. You got different types of committees. You got people from Kuwait. You got people from Iran. You got people from different parts of the Middle East that are living in the West off the money of their country that their people stole millions, and who are demonizing because what happened in Iran was reform. Yes. They didn't like it. They didn't like it because, America controlled Iran. Yes. Until the Shah got sick and had to leave. Yes. And then the Ayatollah rolled out of France to sit on the throne in Iran. You didn't like that. Yes. But right now you got to deal with real people who naturalized jointly the oil companies that were operating out of there. You see, you don't like it because now you got people that want to lay you low for the dirt you've been doing to them since World War I. Yes. You came in and took over. Then you and the British and this and that. So you demonize a people that fight back from tyranny. They fight back from everything you've done to them. And so you have to demonize them to make them evil, to make yourself look good.
To what your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they'll know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they,
some people don't know what NSA is.
The National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen that, they got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country.